Hey, welcome to the Attractive Introvert Formula. Before I begin teaching you, I figured I'd create a quick introduction video just to answer a few questions. So the first question is, why this program? There's a lot of different books and courses out there that claim to show guys how they can meet girls, but what I found is that almost none of these programs are really meant for guys who grew up with issues like shyness or social anxiety. So this program is meant specifically for guys who grew up being more quiet and introverted growing up. So what I'm going to show you is how to overcome issues like feeling nervous, awkward, and self-conscious around attractive girls. I'll show you where and how you can meet girls. I'll show you how to have attractive conversations that make her think you're interesting, and that spark that romantic interest. If you're a guy who seems to be stuck just having very boring or just friendly conversations, then I'll show you how to get out of that trap. I'll also show you how to build comfort and connection with the girl once she's attracted, and I'll even show you how to touch the girl in a non-creepy way, when and how you should go for the kiss, and I'll even show you how to lead everything to sex, step by step. And don't get me wrong, this program is not about casual sex. Chances are, if you're listening to this program, then what you really want is just to get a girlfriend. You probably don't want to have sex with like 50 different girls in a year. So this program is really designed to help you to get a girlfriend. And if you do want to maybe experiment and to have a couple of casual relationships before you get a girlfriend, then it will also teach you how to do that. So basically what I mentioned before, this program is designed especially for guys who have little to no experience with girls before. I know that many guys taking this program have never kissed a girl before. Others maybe kissed a girl before, but maybe you've never actually had sex with a girl. And if you're one of these guys and you've never had any results with girls before, then it's important to realize that I'm not promising that you'll get overnight or instant results, but I will show you the step-by-step path to going from where you are to where you want to be. I think it's very important to realize that talking to girls is a skill. It's just like any other skill. It's just a specific social skill. And the way you get better at skills is through practice. And if you have issues like anxiety or nervousness around girls, then I'll show you techniques to get rid of that. But a big part of becoming comfortable and relaxed when talking to girls and not feeling anxious is in practice. You have to do it repeatedly before you're gonna feel comfortable. All right. So this is not a magic pill. It is gonna take action. If you're a guy who's kind of been stuck at home before and you haven't known how to take that first step, then I'll show you how. But you are gonna have to be the one to take action, to be active instead of passive, and you will have to try if you haven't tried before. And if you're a guy who has had some experience before, maybe you had a girlfriend before, or you've dated a couple girls before, then if you have some experience, then that's great. You're starting even closer to the finish line, and you'll probably get even better and faster results. So this program is going to begin with big picture ideas, mindsets, and strategies. And then later, I'll focus more on techniques for specific situations, and I'll give you examples of exactly what you should say. So this first module is going to cover all these fundamentals, which are extremely, extremely important And then from modules 2 till 5, and probably even 6, I'll focus more on the techniques for what to do. The way that I've structured this program is that each module is going to answer one of your biggest questions when it comes to meeting girls or getting a girlfriend. So the second module is going to answer the question of how do I attract her. Module 2 is basically going to show you what you should say in the first couple minutes of talking to a girl to spark that romantic interest in her right off the bat. Believe it or not, most guys, even guys who don't have shyness or social anxiety, actually make the same handful of mistakes with girls in just the first couple minutes that make her see you as being boring and unattractive. So I'll show you how to get that emotional reaction of attraction using specific techniques. I'll tell you what to say. And then the next module, module 3, is going to answer the question of what do I say to the girl. I know that it can be kind of intimidating, especially if you're more shy, to think that, maybe you'll be on a date and you'll have to talk to a girl for like 2 or 3 hours. But actually, it's really not that difficult, especially when you realize that there's only a few different directions that you can take the conversation. So module 3 is about what to say after she's attracted. So once she's attracted, your main goal is basically to create some comfort with the girl, to make her feel a connection, to get to know her and to allow her to get to know you. And once you know the way that I do this, it really isn't that difficult. And a big part of it is actually just allowing the girl to talk about herself, which makes everything 100 times easier. All right? So if you ever struggled with running out of things to say or thinking about, what would I even say to the girl, then module 3 is going to show you exactly what to say. Module 4 is designed to answer the question of how do I meet women? If you're a guy who's kind of maybe stuck inside the house and you don't know what the first step is, what you should do, or what you can do to start getting out there and how to start meeting women, then I'll show you how. I've had a couple of emails from guys asking me how they can even meet girls who are complete strangers. If you do want to meet girls who you don't know at all, maybe there's some girl in your class, or maybe you're at a party and you see a cute girl, or even if it's some girl at a coffee shop or in the street, then I'll show you how you can start conversations with her. This module will also show you how you can overcome your fear of rejection to be able to actually do this. All right? So if this sounds totally scary to you right now, then I don't blame you, but I will show you how you can ease your way into doing this so you don't have to just jump right in. And then module 5 is going to show you how to sleep with the girl. This includes everything from how to touch her in a non-creepy way, to how to go for the kiss, and eventually how to even lead it to the bedroom. And funny enough, I find a lot of guys who are more shy and introverted, they don't even seem to be that interested in learning how to sleep with her, because they think that these steps are only for a guy who's looking to use women for sex. But that's not true. If you're looking to get a girlfriend, then the best way to get a girlfriend is to sleep with her quickly. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to have sex with her on the first day, but within 2 or 3 dates, at least within 4 dates, you should at least try to sleep with the girl. I don't want you to be a guy who's waiting weeks or months to sleep with the girl, because that approach usually just sabotages you. This is something I'll talk more about later, but the way that girls think is that they think that if they have chemistry with a guy, then they expect things to happen relatively quickly if she meets a guy that she really likes. So waiting too long for sex is actually the wrong approach to take. You should try to go for it fairly quickly so she sees you as a sexual guy in her life. So if you want to get a girlfriend, you will need to learn these steps too. And the best way to get a girlfriend is to know how to make it sexual and how to sleep with her. It's kind of it's something that most guys don't realize. So a little bit more about me. If you've invested in this product, then you probably already know some of my story. I had very bad social anxiety growing up. I had no friends and totally lacked confidence. I overcame my issues through basically using exposure and inner mindset shifts. And once I figured out how to overcome my very bad social anxiety, I created the Shyness and Social Anxiety System, my other product, to teach other people. A little more about me. I guess one thing that's kind of unconventional is I dropped out of university marketing program because I just found it to be extremely boring. And I decided to go for having a more unconventional life, creating different internet businesses like this one, and traveling. For example, almost a year ago now, I went to Southeast Asia for 6 months. I backpacked for 6 months, and it was absolutely incredible. In this photo, you can see a photo of me I think this was in Malaysia, in a tropical island in Malaysia, when I first went snorkeling. Actually, at the time, I didn't really know how to swim that well, which is why I'm wearing the life jacket. Yeah, incredible experience. And the reason why I'm making this point too is because once you learn how to overcome your issues like shyness, lack of confidence around people or around girls, once you learn how to become successful in these areas, then this can inspire you to kind of, to revamp or to improve other areas of your life. It can really be kind of a catalyst for incredible personal change in every area of your life. So the point is, the reason why I'm kind of telling you that I had social anxiety is so that you can really understand that I can relate to your situation. Even though I'm not like a bad looking guy and I'm not like completely weird, I was a virgin until I was 21 years old. And I was basically completely and totally ignored by the opposite sex while I was growing up because I was so quiet and unconfident. I was very insecure and anxious around girls. And basically, in just the past year and a half, I think, I've been studying dating products for longer, but I finally figured out this formula for getting girls in a more introverted way, basically in the past year. So in the past year, I figured out how to turn it around, and just recently, I've had very good results with girls, and my results are improving all the time. And what I figured out is that there's specific steps that you need to take as a more introverted guy to help you create a romantic relationship with a girl. There's a specific approach that works better for guys who grew up with shyness and social anxiety, and there's specific mistakes that you need to avoid if you have grown up being more quiet or nervous around girls. Alright, so all these issues that you have now are issues that I also had, even as recently as like 2 years ago, even a year and a half ago. And one thing that I kind of also want you to realize is that I still have 1 foot in your situation. Not all the time, but maybe 10% of the time, I do still feel nervous around girls. So, I know what it's like. And because of this, I can show you the way out. And I can show you how to meet girls and how to form a relationship whether that's more committed girlfriend relationship or whether it's more of a casual one. So the way that this course is going to be taught is I'm aiming to have more of a casual teaching environment. Basically, I'll pretend that you're a friend of mine who doesn't have much experience with women. I'm kind of going to pretend that you're me, where I was at, 3 or 2 years ago. And each new week, each new module is going to be created based on your feedback. I want you to tell me what exactly you want to learn in each week to make sure that I can solve your specific problems. All right? So that's a little bit about this program, a little bit about me, a little bit about how this is going to be different than what you've learned before and exactly what you're going to learn. And so now that we've covered these things, let's begin.